Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show where I am Damien Farr and it's No Pants November. Let's just get it out of the way. You can't really see it. I am taking them off though. Once again, Nike underwear as last time. Not wearing the same underwear. Just the same color underwear and same style. Bought them in bulk, I guess you could say. So, let's start talking about this here. We're talking about 3 distinct movies. They're not related in any way, but we're going to talk about all 3 of them because, well, this is a filler week. Let's just be honest. There's nothing really coming out. So, filler week. So, we got 3,000 Years of Longing. This is a movie that I really wanted to see for a while, but I didn't actually see anything about. Like, all the reviews were saying it's either really good or really bad, and I'm just kind of, So, this movie's directed by George Miller, screenplay by George Miller and Augusta Gorge. It's based on The Djinn and the Nightingale's Eye by A.S. Bryant, I think? Brent? It's like Bryant without an R. So, let's start talking about this movie quickly here, where cast-wise, you got Tilda Swinton as Athena Beanie and Idris Elba as the Djinn. Their chemistry was actually pretty good. I was honestly surprised. I was like, it seems like an out of left field situation, but their chemistry was pretty good that I actually enjoyed the movie for the most part. When I say the movie for the most part, I think the plot where it was about the Djinn and his life was actually really awesome to hear him talking about. And the occasional cutting back to him and her, talking about what happened was cool. But when it was just her, like the opening before he gets there, it was really boring. Afterwards, it kind of wasn't great, honestly. Pretty much the plot of the movie is this woman gets 3 wishes, and she wishes for certain things, and they come true. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. If you haven't seen this movie, it's not really worth a watch. I'd say it's an FA. Part of me wanted to give it an F, but I felt like this is an okay movie that I had to talk about. So, let's talk about another movie, which is Amsterdam. And Amsterdam, I would give an FARR. This is a nearly... I mean, this cast is so good that there's no reason to really not give it this high of a rating, honestly. Except one person, which we'll talk about in just a second. Basic info, it's written and directed by David O. Russell. The cast is stellar once again. You got Christian Bale as Bert Bernstein, Margot Robbie as Valerie Voz, John David Washington as Harold Woodsman, Chris Rock as Milton King, Anna Taylor-Joy as Libby Vos, Zoe Saldana as Amira St. Clark, Mike Myers as Paul Kurderberry, I think it's pronounced. You got Michael Shannon as Henry Necros, Timothy O'Flynn, I think it's pronounced. Termin Mills. Adrian Reisberg as Beatrice Vandenhall. You got Taylor Swift as Elizabeth Meeks. Rami Malek as Tom Vos. And Robert De Niro as Gil Denbeck. Dillenbeck. My apologies. So, the cast is stacked. And pretty much what happens is these 3 main characters, that being Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and John David Washington, are framed for the murder of Taylor Swift's character. Her acting was so bad they had to kill her. Now, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. Her music is great. I haven't really seen her act in anything other than music videos, and she just acts in a music video by singing the song, so not taking anything away from her. Maybe she's a great actress, but in this movie, she was kind of wooden. She didn't really need to be there. I think they just wanted to pick a big name that people would be like, oh, you killed her. Shit, you mean business. But really, it was just her acting was a standout. Not because it was bad. It was bad. It was real bad. Because it was not the greatest. She didn't stack up to these other cast members who were at their A game, I would say, and she was not at an A game level for this type of a thing. So, pretty much they were framed for her murder, and they try to clear their names, which, okay, cool. That's cool. So let's get to the final one here, where we're talking about weird the Al Yankovic Story, which I'd give an FARR as well. I know, 2 movies with FARRs. This movie is batshit crazy is the best way to describe it. If you've not seen this movie, it's free on the Roku channel. Just watch it, honestly. If you have a Roku, watch it. If you have a smart TV, just download the Roku channel. There is some ads which kind of suck, but for free, I don't think it matters. It's directed by Eric Apple? You got written by Weird Al and Eric Apple. Based on Weird Al Yankovic Story by Funny or Die and Eric Apple. The cast, there's Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, which is not my first choice for Weird Al, but I think he nails this version of Weird Al because we'll get to it in just a second what it is. You got Evan Rachel Wood as Madonna. You got Rainn Wilson as Dr. Demento. And loads of other amazing cameos throughout the movie. The biggest one that stands out is Jack Black. And then the polka dot guy from Suicide Squad was in this as John Deacon from Queen, which was kind of weird, but I thought it was cool nonetheless. It's a parody biopic. That's the best way to describe it. It's about Weird Al's life, air quotes, where it's just a parody of his life. Some of the things are real to an extent that happened, but most of it's a parody. I mean, he got an accordion from a salesman. That's real. The salesman got the shit beat out by his dad. That's probably not real. I would hope not. If it's real, that's terrible. But it's really just a parody biopic is the best way to describe it. And I thought it was pretty good, honestly. I don't want to spoil much of this because it is a roller coaster of emotions, I would say. Like, Weird Al is one of those guys that really hasn't had any controversy, so they have to make some controversy for this movie, and they do. And I thought it was pretty good, honestly. So, I would say skip 1,000 or 3,000 Years of Longing, watch Amsterdam whenever you can, and Weird Al, it's completely free. Just fucking watch it. Come on. So, have you seen any of these 3 movies? If you have, tell me in the comments below, what is your favorite of the 3? If you've seen all 3 somehow, which would be kind of weird because they're 3 completely different genres. Most people stick to one genre. I'm just weird. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of each movie. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.